3D printing is always fun, but every once in a while you stumble across something on Thingiverse that's actually useful at the same time. So today we're going to be looking at a few things that you can 3D print for your home that are both fun and useful. Do you find that your hands get too cold when you hold a cold can of soda? Or do you find that people don't give you enough attention whenever you hold a can of soda? Well, now there's a solution to both of those problems. Introducing the can handle, a 3D printable handle for a can of soda. This first design prints in two pieces, and although you could technically leave off the smaller second piece, it does tend to tip over fairly easily. But if you can't be bothered to glue two pieces together, then fortunately there is a wider handle available as well. Now this one does not have the same smooth, rounded edges that the first design does, but this thick boy is much more tip resistant. However, it's not quite as tip resistant as going with two pieces, and it's not as comfortable to hold, but if you don't have glue, you could get away with the one-piece design as well. Next up is a phone stand. Instead of having one of those retractable pop sockets on the back of your phone, why not just have a little dock stand for it instead? This one still allows you to charge while holding the phone in a portrait orientation. One downside is that if your phone has a bottom-mounted phone jack, how embarrassing to have an outdated piece of technology, then don't worry, because this phone stand will happily cover that up for you. This model does require a bit of support material, and as you can see toward the top here, the filament got a little grainy as it was filtering down to a fine point. To the creator of this design, I would say changing that point into a more shallow curve would go a long way for finish quality. Earlier, I had printed a much simpler phone stand design like this, which is literally just three rectangles put together, and it gets the job done for landscape, but it won't allow you to charge in portrait mode. All the fancy homes these days have built-in features, whether that be built-in bookshelves, a wine glass holder underneath a cabinet, or something to hold mugs. In this case, assuming your house didn't come with one of those, you can just 3D print some hooks here to hold your mugs. Installation is a little bit of a pain in the butt because the holes for mounting the screws are so close to the prongs. If you have a bit extension for your drill, that's not a problem. But if you don't, you have to come in at an angle, and that's no fun. I would recommend moving the screw holes a little bit either way in whatever 3D editor you use. Clothespins and chip clips have been around forever, and not many of them are 3D printed animals. So this user here has actually done quite a few designs. These are the two favorites that I've printed, a piranha and a croc. You can tell the designer had a pretty decent sense of humor from the pictures he took advertising them on the Thingiverse page, but they actually perform pretty well. They're all one piece, and most of the designs, at least the ones I printed, didn't require any support material at all. Of these two designs, I found the piranha to have a much better grip than the crocodile. These next two objects are things that I designed after getting inspiration from other people's designs on Thingiverse. If you want to download these files, you'll need to hit up my website, 3dpc.xyz, where you can get a free download. This little guy here is for holding pens and pencils, and this metallic swamp green is for a wallet and keys holder. And also, if I have something like a flash drive with files that I'm going to need that day, I can just set it up there by my keys, and I'll remember to take it with me. Installation for all of these is quite easy. All you have to do is just get a drywall screw and screw it into the drywall. A lot of the other designs on Thingiverse seemed overly complicated or would require support material, so I decided to design my own, not only for just simplicity's sake, but also because the other ones, without scaling, wouldn't accommodate my wallet. And while I could have simply scaled them, to me it was just easier to measure the wallet and create something that would fit exactly what I needed. Lastly, we have some drinks coasters. All I did to create these was make a simple cylinder that was really short, tell it no top layers, and just go crazy with the infill. I sliced both of these natural PLA ones, the clearish looking ones, first, And then my wife pointed out that the circular one, if done in a glossy black, could resemble a record. Because she still listens to music on vinyl, and not for irony's sake, I decided to print some in gloss black so that she could have some record-shaped coasters. And because I am a perpetually triggered millennial, I found the snowflake design, referred to in Cura as cross, to be more towards my liking. If you're looking to download these designs, then make sure to check the links down in the description. Thingiverse is for everything I didn't design, and for the things I did design, those will be available on 3dpc.xyz, where you can also find t-shirts like this one if you want to 3D print some custom computer parts. Meanwhile, I'm off to Australia to go see if I can get a member of the Irwin family to wrestle these crocodiles off my face.